I think if he was dying to get back with me, he would have called a counselor. He would be actively pursuing that, but there's no communication or conversation about that.
Tell if the reason that I'm kind of being shy about it is because she's constantly saying, well, I don't want to reconcile, or if I'm just kind of happy about her not wanting to reconcile. So I'm like, well, hey, let's go out next week and just talk.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Monday, November 6th, 2023. How's everyone doing? Did you watch Sister Wives last night? I can't get over Kody's hour and 48-minute interview. If you haven't watched my video recap, please do, because it's hard for me to watch anything on the show now and take it seriously, because Kody basically spilled the tea about how he made everyone lie for him for years and how he doesn't even believe in this anymore, and how, you know, Robin was his diesel jeans model and that she was a trophy for him, validation of everything that he had achieved in life. And thinking of all of that now when I watch the show, I can't connect the two Kodys, because that Kody that was on that interview was such a misogynist. I mean, he is in general, but that Kody was so terrible that I'm like, this Kody that's a watered down version is mildly more likable. But knowing now what I know, it's hard to take this seriously. But there was a caveat in this episode that I thought was awesome. So Christine and Janelle are gone, and they're not playing the game, right? So Kody said in this interview last week that the reason why people took him seriously as a polygamist when he went public was because his wives covered his sin in a cloak of charity, meaning they lied. They lied about who he was. They lied about his behavior. They lied about their feelings. They lied about their relationships to make Kody look more credible. And now that they're no longer with him, they're no longer covering his quote unquote sins. I would call polygamy and the behavior and the fraud more criminal, but you know, if he wants to call them sins, that's fine. So Janelle, who still believes in this faith, which makes me very sad for her, it doesn't want to get back together with Kody. And Kody is in this episode going to go visit her new apartment. And he's like looking around the apartment, and he's acting like he owns it. He's acting like the apartment is where he's going to live, even though he knows it's not. You know, and Janelle's has a little bit more trepidation about him being in her space. He had never been in her space before, and she felt like with him there, it sort of was ruining that safety. They love the word safe, but it was very clear to me that Janelle was solely annoyed with even having to film with Kody. But there was a part where Kody and her started talking about building on Coyote Pass. And then there was another part where Kody started obsessing about different kind of countertops. And Janelle was just like so over it. That made me laugh. So my favorite part was towards the end of this, where Kody was pretending like they were going to build together, and Janelle was all, what are you talking about? My money's not your money, creepazoid, fraudster. And I'm going to build a high fence so I don't have to see ya. So let's dive into the topic. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to my channel before you do. And make sure to click on the bell so you never miss a video. So when Kody gets there, Janelle's super annoyed, as I told you. So I just want to show you a little clip of how doofy or ridiculous he was acting.
Go look at the bathroom.
Wow, it's huge compared to what other stuff we've had. That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, I like this place. The other apartment was pretty cramped. Is this a storage closet?
Laundry.
Wow. But there's no room for me. It's not about me and her. I honestly don't know why she's showing me.
When Kody walked in, he like grabbed Savannah. He's all, Savannah and I have a great relationship, and it's just so sweet. And then he's talking about how Gabriel and Garrison don't really speak to him, and they're not leaving the door open for him. And he's just walks into this place and just starts looking around. She does show him parts of the apartment, but he walks around and looks at it. And he's over the top and he's, wow, cool, neat, I love this. This is way better than anything we've ever had before in Flagstaff. And her behavior is very muted at this point. She doesn't want to deal with him. She doesn't really want him there. She's just sort of entertaining him, being in her space. And he's being just, again, fake. And so he's acting one way in the filming clips, and then in his couch interviews, he's all, I don't even know why I'm looking at this stuff. I don't even know why she's letting me see this. Oh, I want to reconcile with her, but she won't let me. I'm just being shy about it. But he's not acting that way. I don't think Kody and Robin have figured out that they can't act their way out of the criticism they're receiving and the distrust that fans have with them and viewers not liking them. So he walks into this like he owns the place. He's pretending like we have forgotten about Savannah. He's acting like we don't remember how badly he's treated Janelle. Got it? So as they're looking through everything, he starts talking about building, and that's where things get a little bit haywire.
I don't think I want to go with the design that, like just doing a casita over a house or over a garage if we're doing something.
He's not putting any money up for the house that I'm building, so I don't understand this we thing. I'm the one doing the financing. I think it's a throwback to when we really did consider all the family stuff belonging to the whole family, but that really doesn't apply anymore.
Janelle's new apartment has 1,500 square feet, and she had designed a casita which was a small apartment over a garage that she wanted to build on Coyote Pass, and that had only 1,200 square feet. And for whatever reason, Kody starts discussing building and that he would prefer that they build something larger on Coyote Pass, because why wouldn't they? I mean, why would you put a casita on 2 acres? And it's just really weird how he just walks into her house and he just inserts himself and he just acts as though he's a we with her, and he acts like he has the authority to say, I want to do this. We've had this. He kind of scares me for anyone that has dealt with a man that's a narcissist and they've been told no and the woman has walked away. He scares me because he's in one breath saying, I don't care about her walking away. I don't really have the motivation to do this. But he also doesn't really want to let her go. And I feel like part of what he's doing here is trying to speak in these terms of we and us to confuse her and to lure her back in. And Kody is a very scary human to me. And I feel like if we weren't seeing this on camera, it would be... I'm just glad that Janelle's gone from him, let's just say. Because I feel like if they didn't have the show, if they didn't have the money, if she didn't have the resources she does now, Kody would be trying to trap her back in a relationship so he could use her money. And that's really all Kody cares about. He's talking to her about building because he wants her money. He doesn't care about building a house with her. He doesn't care about living with her. He cares about her money. And she finally said, like, dude, that's not your money. It's my money. You're not going to finance this. I'm going to finance this. He doesn't get it.
Build a house, a 1,500 square foot house or a 2,000 square foot house with a garage if you wanted. I thought you were just rushing.
I don't know. We still have to pay off the land this year. I don't know if Kody will ever get his poop in a group and build out there. So maybe they build, maybe they don't, but guess what? There's such a thing as a really good high fence, and we can put those between the property. So I don't even have to interact with them. I think I'm going to work on going through the storage units and working on fitting in this space. I'm never going to, if I build, it's going to be this size.
Listen, I don't know if this is scripted. I don't know if this was a planned conversation. I don't know. What I'm seeing in this conversation is Kody continuing to speak in terms of we, and her saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to build. I don't know what I want, right? And Kody's just spitballing ideas. And the reason I said previously that 1,200 acres or 1,200 square feet on 2 acres, that was something Kody thinks is ridiculous. If she wanted to build 1,200 square feet on have 2 acres, who cares? Kody's the only person in their unit, at their X unit, that cares about the size and the status. Janelle's always been a lot more practical with her money, even though she's now 53 with little to nothing to show for it because Kody has finagled all of her resources from her. Kody's still trying to find a way in with her, still trying to find a way to get back to her, and he doesn't care about anything other than her money. You'll never convince me that he wants anything to do with her other than her money, because he doesn't want to spend time with her. He doesn't want to spend time with her kids. He needs her money for sure, and he needs her to stay with him for the show. Beyond that, there's nothing between them. And she's just like, I don't know, maybe. But she's definitely not telling him we.
At this point, I don't really see Kody in the equation. I really just don't.
So why different countertops, I wonder?
Oh, I did never notice. I don't know.
A light one and a dark one. It's
I
interesting.
don't know. Who knows?
I wonder if somebody broke it and they couldn't replace it. They just thought let's get
I
creative.
didn't even notice. So
I'm not even welcome here, I don't think. That's why it's so awkward.
We have a lot of a much deeper sink too.
So after all of that, Kody was like, we should build. She's like, I don't know, maybe. She does, she will build, maybe. Nothing's been built, nothing. If you look at the property records for Coyote Pass, all the wives or all the women are still on property except for Christine. There hasn't been any permits pulled. There's been no construction that's happened. Kody and Robin's house is where they live. Their property compared to where their house is very close to Coyote Pass, and they don't have any reason to build out there at all. If Janelle wants to build out there, it'll be very expensive. It's a very expensive time to build. Flagstaff pricing per square foot is extremely expensive. One of Kody's neighbors was explaining to me that it's an expensive place to build, and I'm not sure why, if it's just a desired location or what. She's going to have to qualify on her own, and building is expensive and interest rates are expensive. And this is a family that doesn't typically qualify for traditional loans, and they have to get loans for alternative methods. And when they go that route, generally speaking, interest rates are higher. And I think at this point, the way that the market is, she might have priced herself out of being able to build there. Even being able to buy an already existing home is extremely expensive in Flagstaff at this point. And I don't know why, again, it's so expensive in Flagstaff, but homes that, aren't the biggest, your average house of 2,000 square feet could go upwards of $750,000 to $800,000, $900,000. And Christine just purchased a home and built a home in Utah and it has like 4,500 square feet, and the house was $750,000. If Janelle wants to live practically, buying property and living in Flagstaff would not be the practical option. That's just my 2 cents. Now, Kody getting all awkward about the counters, and Janelle's just clearly not interested in him being there. She doesn't care about the counters. He keeps saying something about the counters, and she's like, I don't know. It's very clear as I'm watching this that whether this was, it seems like they had to film this. He's there to see Savannah, but Savannah doesn't even seem that excited to see him. It looks like it's an opportunity for Kody to look like he cares about her. But even in the same part of the episode, he admits he doesn't know why she moved. So if you don't know why she moved, you don't know why she has a new apartment, how much are you actually talking to her? So you're just showing up to film to look like a great dad because previously this season you looked like a dip because you abandoned Savannah, and now you can't look like a dip anymore, so you're going to show up and pretend like you care about Savannah when everyone knows that you don't. And you don't know why she moved. Her lease was up. I think she said a couple episodes ago she only had a 6-month lease, and that apartment she had was very small compared to this one, and she got that at the last minute because she needed something after the end of her time with her RV. So she's upgrading but he doesn't even know where she's living. He doesn't know why she moved. He didn't even know she moved. You know? He doesn't care about her. He's only talking to her, one, for the show. He's only showing up for Savannah for the show. Savannah looks uncomfortable. Janelle looks uncomfortable. It reminds me of, do you remember Escaping Polygamy? When the girls would go talk to their moms and the one would say like, you know, you really need to leave Dad. And the mom would just be like, yeah, I know. And Dad was never around, right? And it reminds me of that. Like they were in this relationship and Dad was never around and husband was never around. And now he's like the dad that's never around, that's showing up. And he's acting like just by showing up, because Kody thinks he's God, that's enough. And that'll make her want him back. And he says, I'm so shy about getting back together with her. No, you're not. You don't want her back other than her money. And Janelle's like, if I have to build on Coyote Pass, I'm just going to put up a big fence because I don't want to see you. I wonder how long this can go on for contractual purposes. They have to film now because of their contracts. But at some point, they're going to have to end this show, right? How many more awkward scenes are we going to have like this? I've had people tell me they're losing interest in this season. I'm just saying, like, this is fake. Janelle's clearly done with Kody. Savannah's not into it. Kody doesn't get it. And Kody still thinks he can win back the audience by pretending like he's America's best dad. And she's right. He doesn't have a say. It's not his money. He doesn't get to use his money. Really, the best part about last night's episode was hands off my money and hands off my future, Kody. That's my money now. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.